Rookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
This is a little different open.
It's not our normal theme.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not even our theme.
It is not even our theme at all.
It's not our theme, but it is somebody's theme.
It is someone's theme. You're right.
This is the first time we've done this since we started doing the podcast. It's Pat and JT, by the way. As you know, because you downloaded it and you listened and you said hit play.
Right.
So thank you for doing that.
And you see the logo right in front of you.
There
on
it
your
is.
phone.
And so, but this is the first time we've done this. And how many podcasts we've done so far? 200?
It's 228.
This is 228. So first time that we've had, and we've had a few firsts in the last few weeks, as a matter of fact. First time we had an elephant doctor on. The first time.
That is true.
We've had a lot of firsts the last few weeks. But the first time we've had a musician come in, and that's some music from this musician, who is a local musician, who's been friends of ours for going on 2 decades, I'm going to say real close to it.
Has it been that long?
Close to it. I mean, it seems like it's been 15 years probably. Chris Saub is here with us on our podcast.
Good morning.
And I actually saw you, I think it was last year, but you were playing at Vala's.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
I saw you. It was from far away, and you're singing, and I'm like, we're going to come back. Gotta swing by and say hi to Chris. And we came back. You were either on break or you were doing something. I couldn't find you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's
That's
okay.
all right.
That's
No.
all right. It was good to see you.
It's great.
Yeah, so Chris,
Thanks for having me. This is great.
what have you been doing? We haven't seen you for a long time. You kind of went off and followed your own path and marched to the sound of your own drummer and disappeared on us.
Yes, I did. It's life is so wild. Just trying to follow the current, right?
Right.
Like before we hit start, like I'm still trying to figure out how to mow the lawn on my little piece of the pie that I've been given in this life. So
I've learned you never stop trying to figure that out. Like you think you got to figure it out, and then something happens, and you got to figure it all out again.
Yeah. It's
all the
good.
time.
It's like
what have you
constant
been?
game.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, so after about that time, that was probably 2010-ish.
I was gonna say about
maybe.
10 years ago. It's close.
Probably the last time we were doing this. So I was under management from a company out in Los Angeles. It was great. And at that time, I thought, oh, man, this is it. You know, they already believe in the music. They believe in me. And this is going to go to that next level or whatever that young kid was thinking back then. And it didn't. And it turned out to be kind of a struggle, And so I just kind of checked out of the original music scene. So maybe I'll just take a back
break.
seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So still been in the metro in the last few years. Have kept up the acoustic restaurant gig. You can see a restaurant near you. And I got into the yoga scene in the last 3 years and changed my name for a while. I was going by Christopher Raven for a little while.
I remember that.
I remember that too.
I do too.
And was playing music live for yoga and meditation kind of things.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, really
brings your
some
blood
music
pressure
on
down.
That.
Yeah,
right. And so that was a fun lawn to figure out how to mow to keep that metaphor going. And it was great. It was every step's been rewarding. And then I don't know, about a year and a half ago, I moved into a new place and kind of set up I thought I was actually setting up a little meditation yoga nook in this space I got. And it ended up being, well, let me just throw a guitar back there and let's just see that. And then as that went, then it went, well, how about the keyboard? And then, well, how about let's just get the whole rig in there and let's see. And then it turned into a little writing recording studio.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And started playing and, pardon me, and some songs started pouring out. I said, well, this is cool. And then a lot of songs started pouring out. And then I started, wow, these all kind of fit together. Like sometimes as a writer, like you have
There's a
song
theme?
way over there and, and a song way over there. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just kind of throwing paint on the canvas. But they all kind of went together. And I
Nice.
said, wow, this is kind of cool. Well, I said, and then I thought, well, this isn't just a solo thing. There's a lot of energy here. I think there's a corporate energy, like a band. And so, so I started thinking about things, and I reached out. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to
No, I mean you've got to
guide this in a.
You got the band.
Okay.
You got the band together. All right, you ready to roll? And I mean, I saw you sent us a sampler of some your music that you guys have put together. You got an album.
Yes.
which is awesome.
Thank you.
And the pictures of you guys,
Yes.
very serious.
If you look close, I'm kind of smiling. The dude in the middle is kind of
Very
smiling.
intense. Very intense.
Ah.
But yeah, the song that we opened the podcast with, what's the name of that?
That song is called La Vie a Go-Go.
A Go-Go. Okay, what's the story? That's one that grabbed my attention when we were listening to the sampler, and I said, let's open with that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you very much.
Bet.
So there were 3 songs in the beginning that I used. So once I came to the conclusion that this was probably a band project, I said, well, gosh, who could I reach out to? And I was really thinking about it, and I had kind of a prerequisite list of like who would qualify for me to like even contact. And so I don't even know if you're listening, Scott. I don't know if we were good friends at the time and we knew each other, but had never done music together. And but just for some reason, the drummer is Scott Evans, and so I was thinking of obviously a talented dude, a good soul, and then someone that was able to be fast. That for whatever reasons, like because some drummers are laid back and some. So at any rate, reached out to him, and I put my phone down and just sang these songs with the electric guitar on a microphone, but just put the phone down and hit voice memo and just recorded like little 20-second bits of a few songs. One song never made it into the album, but the other 2 songs, as Scott would tell the story, he says, I heard the first one, says, yeah, that's cool, just straight ahead rock, that's cool. And then the second one was the song Paradise, which is on that collection. Yeah. And then the third song was La Vie a Go-Go. And so as Scott tells the story, the first song, Go Ahead Rock Paradise. Oh, I like that. And then when La Vie a Go-Go went, he's like, okay, this dude's on fire.
Now
What's
we're ready.
going on?
Let's do
That's
something.
cool.
And so that was what really
And that's the song that jumped out to us too.
Yeah.
Thank
that's
you.
cool. That is cool.
Scott must know what he's doing.
Yeah.
We concur.
Oh, thank you.
If that's
Thank
any
you very
affirmation
much.
whatsoever, we concur. And the other guy that's working with you, is his name Scott too?
Yeah. So
Here's my brother Scott and my other brother Scott.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I try and do that with the Utes, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, they don't
What are you
have
doing?
Like, come on.
no clue.
Would you please
We got you.
Yeah.
Don't
some
worry.
history of TV
Right?
classes or
Come
something?
on. We got you. No
Thank you.
problem. Absolutely.
I heard you say, speaking of TV, I heard you say something to JT that you don't have a TV.
No.
You just don't. You just no time for it. Just don't want to. Trust me, it's not a bad thing. Like it's 90% of my time when I'm at home is vegging in front of the TV watching
It's
garbage.
just a curiosity. I mean,
Yeah.
right. It's like it's always on.
Yeah.
Whether I'm watching or not, there's always this white noise.
Yeah.
Because if I have nothing on and I'm sitting there doing something, all of a sudden it becomes deafening to me how quiet it can get in the house. And it's just it's crazy when you hear the refrigerator kick on.
Yeah.
Or you hear the clock ticking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it that quiet in your place?
Yeah.
But
pretty
if you're
quiet.
into yoga and like the chill, you can probably handle that the quiet and the calm. I can't so much.
The atmosphere is quiet. I don't know. For me and how I operate, there's a lot always spinning up here.
Right.
And so if I'm, I heard Neil Peart, who's the drummer for Rush, in an interview say, when an artist is looking out the window, the thing to keep in mind is he's working.
That's interesting.
And so it's really great to sit in a space that's quiet and whatever it's called, daydream or drift off and think
Yeah.
and
Let things happen.
Yeah, so for me it works really well. So about
That's
10
an interesting quote. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. Yeah.
yeah,
How long has it been TV free?
about 10 years.
Holy cow. So you don't know
Yeah.
anything about the Real Housewives of anything?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
right?
I've become what is Newhart? I've
Yeah.
become that.
So
to
if
today's
the Rush, if an artist is looking out the window, he's probably working. If a podcaster, radio person is watching TV, he's probably hungry. It's like that's how
about the same.
it like correlates
go.
to us.
Yep.
there we go.
Because that's
Right.
that's man, yeah, that's a lot. That's a long time. That's cool though. I mean, great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can do
do you
it.
feel like
Thank
you've
you.
missed out anything? Do you sometimes wonder, like he mentions the Kardashians or the Housewives or any of the reality shows in the last 10 years? What was Lost on? No, it was. I was in the other house when Lost on. That was like 06.
Yeah, you had a TV when Lost was on.
I'd just gotten my first flat screen, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was about because the first thing I watched on my very first flat screen, I think, was what was that documentary? I think Oprah.
Yeah,
Planet
Earth.
Planet Earth had just come out. I had my first flat screen, and I was blown away looking at because it zoom in on bug on a flower,
a bug butt,
right? And you're just like, oh my god. I look at all the you can see. I mean, it was. Yeah. I remember that.
And it weighed 1,000 pounds. Those, and they were plasma TVs. So yours was plasma.
I don't know. I didn't get a plasma.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I've never had a plasma
because they're super light now. But even 5 years ago, they were heavy. And
absolutely. Yeah. Now it's just like you can pick one up with one arm.
Right. See what you're missing out, Chris?
All the fun.
Yeah. All the fun. Is there anything like that you know of on TV that we can answer any questions for? Like, do you have any questions about anything? Nothing
about TV?
Yeah, just have you heard anything like the Kardashians? Is there any questions that you have about like you're missing out on that?
No. Okay.
All right, fair enough.
What about news? Where do you get your news? Okay, never mind. Okay.
I don't know. I just kind of focus on my lawn.
I got it. Okay, the lawn, right.
I love it.
If something happens to my lawn, like someone invaded my lawn, now that's news. Okay, I got to deal with that.
That's the 24-hour news crawl.
But if it's other people's lawns, I'm like, well, I'm sorry that's happening, buddy, but good luck.
That's such a great headspace to be in. It's like you're focusing on your stuff. That's what TV is, and that's what news is. Everybody else focuses on everybody else's yard, and meanwhile, their yard's overgrown, got weeds in it, dogs are pooping in it.
Right?
Yeah.
More people could use that as a philosophy. Twitter is based on not being you.
Yeah.
Twitter is based on that because everybody's so up in everybody else's business and wanting to know. But and people are so anxious to put their business out there.
This is the lady with 2 accounts. One fake one. And we had a conversation this morning, Chris, about some guy named something turd.
Cat turd.
And cat turd talks to a raccoon. And so she's speaking from experience when she talks about Twitter's made for people who aren't themselves. I could tell, like after about 8:30 at night, if I get a DM from her fake account, I'm like, she's watching politics or whatever, and she's probably drinking Kahlua. Yeah. If it's from her other account, she's working, doing whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it. And that was a good DM,
funny.
wasn't it?
Oh, it was
okay,
very funny.
right? I don't disappoint.
Yeah, it was very
Just
funny.
promise you
So
that.
fun.
Oh my God. All right. So what else has been going on in your life? What other things are happening?
Oh man. This is the big thing.
This is the big thing right now. So
Well-
where is this leading to? What's your next step?
Yeah, this is new. It's fun, to reach out to friends that I haven't had much contact with, and same with venues and booking agents and all that, and kind of jump back into that game.
Is the band getting ready to tour or to start playing local spots or heading out, or what are you guys doing?
We did a couple out of town gigs this summer just to kind of see how we felt,
Right.
and see how people would respond that weren't necessarily, they didn't know what they were getting to. It was playing for an event. So the event was already going on.
Right.
So people came to the event and then we were a part of it. So I said, this is a good exercise to see how people that don't know what they're even getting, how it goes about.
Sure. What's your band's name?
It's Jai Bala.
What does that mean?
Is
Is this yoga?
Not intentionally. No, it's
I'm sure it has a connection.
It
though.
does
It's
have. I
okay,
mean, some of the
okay.
syllables
That's okay.
are,
That's cool.
are Sanskrit, and one of them is Egyptian. And so, I mean, the story
That's
of
cool,
that's kind
though.
of fun.
That is cool.
Like sometimes people ask me when they listen to the song preview, like, Chris, it sounds like there's multiple languages going on. Like, what languages are there? I said, yeah, there's a few other ones, but I like French and some Spanish. But the ones that I really gravitate to, I call it soul speak, where it's just kind of like, this just feels like the right sound to say with this energy. It's kind of
Right.
like if you're scared and you scream, you're not articulating, that startled me.
Yeah.
You're just screaming
reacting.
and like, ooh, that felt really good. Or if you're mad, right?
Yeah.
Those kinds of things.
Sure.
And so some of the lyric are those kind. I mean, it's set like lyric. It's just not a known language to me. So I was pondering one day, like, what the band name? I should probably try and wrestle with this a little bit and explore. So I was just kind of whatever, daydreaming or thinking, and I said some syllables. And I said, okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. And I go, well, let's go ask the Google if those are anything.
Right,
if
right.
They mean
That's
anything.
a great idea. You know what? Just a little side story. So I think Pat, years ago, made up the names of some things. You had some fake names for some of the park rides. When we used to have the Go to the Park series on the show.
I forgot about that.
And you threw some out there and come to find out a couple of them were real.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And he didn't know somebody pulled an Urban Dictionary on him and said, "Oh, dude,
Might
not want to say that one again."
I got, like, during the show, I would never get messages from my now wife, Beth, and she messaged me, like, she goes, you can't say that. You can't say rusty trombone on the radio because that's actually a thing, right? I didn't know.
It wasn't the Turkish snow cone.
No, that's something that I made up in my head.
But you made up rusty trombone too.
In my head I did, but I must have heard it somewhere. I'm like, what's a fun word, rusty? What's a thing that doesn't go with rusty trombone? And Turkish snow cone has to be something.
You would think, but it didn't come up in Urban Dictionary.
didn't.
But rusty trombone did.
Yeah.
So
Great.
you can't say that anymore. So it's a good idea to
way to go.
research it when you make something up, just to make sure somebody else didn't already attribute it to something you don't want to be connected to.
And get a logo and get a website. Here comes Chris Saub with a Turkish snow cones.
Oh,
Chris, you know what a Turkish snow cone is, right?
Oh, no, I don't. I thought I just made that up.
Yeah, I thought I made that up. What are you talking about?
So you Googled, what did Google say? All clear? Or
Yeah, I kind of spent some time kind of refining some things, right? And so it was a cool search, but it came down to the syllables were Jaibala. And so essentially, without going into the detail of each of the syllables, when asked what does the name mean, we come back with it's that thing in you that makes you you. So like we know that the heart beats, but we don't know what makes the heart beat. And all that invisible cool stuff that there's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's kind of the
That's
thing
cool.
we speak to.
that is
is
neat.
awesome.
That is neat. I like that because there is something that makes everybody there's that ongoing scientific type study that when people die, that when their essence their leaves them, that literally they do lose weight.
Yeah, like
Ounces.
Yeah,
it's ounces.
8
It's
ounces or
something like
an
that.
eighth of an ounce or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like that when people the weight, there is a difference. There is, and I don't know how they discovered that, how they controlled that, but I'm going to leave it up to the scientists. I don't know, but that's what they say, that there is a noticeable difference. So there is something that does leave. Wow. So there is something.
Wow.
Maybe you just named
their
it.
Jaibala.
There you go. So Jaibala left.
Their Jaibala.
There you
Well,
go.
don't let other people start using this.
No, we won't.
Or maybe do. Maybe do.
Maybe
maybe let me
do.
rethink that. Yeah.
Right?
Go ahead.
Trademark
spread it
that.
out there.
Do it.
Please.
See, yeah, absolutely. My
Oh,
gosh.
thanks for that. I hadn't heard that.
There you go. So you can use that. I think that's true. Anyway.
It is for whatever my backup is on that. It is true. I've heard
Thanks.
that before. I don't know what the exact ounce is, but I know that it
I
does
know that
something.
there's some kind of a significant difference. There is enough that it was notable and it was repetitive. So there you go.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, on the whole TV / minding your own yard thing, I do spend a lot of time in front of the television, right? And I rarely ever sit by a window and look out the window. Rarely. And so yesterday, and this is odd, I told you we called the police again yesterday.
What? Wait. Oh, you did just in passing, but you didn't go into detail.
Yeah, not many people in passing just say, "Oh, I had to call the cops yesterday." So how was your day? So I was sitting. We have this area of our house that's in the front of our house, and it's by 2 big windows, and we just call it the lounge. It's just a couple chairs, and just
The lounge.
You can see the TV. The TV wasn't on. I don't think I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, I sit by the windows, looking out the window. And
What were you doing?
Waiting for Beth to get home, I think.
Oh my God, like a puppy. Oh my God. Okay.
I'm sitting on my little pee pad because I get so excited when she comes home. I don't remember. The kids were doing something. I was sitting there. We were talking back and forth. Kids left, and I'm just still sitting there waiting.
Looking out the window.
Yeah, waiting for Beth to
pitifully.
get home.
Okay.
Where are you coming home? And so she gets home, and I'm still sitting alone. She sits in the chair, like right to my right. And we're just sitting there talking. And I see this car pull up. We're on a corner lot, and it's not a through street, like on a kind of a cul-de-sac, but it's like
It's a dead end.
half
kinda.
a sack,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, Matt, let's just go dead end.
Okay, we'll just say dead end. I don't know.
Okay.
It only has houses on one side of it.
No outlet.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
Dead end. No
Okay.
outlet. So this car pulls up, going east, turns onto our little dead end area. The driver hops out of the car and stands in front of his car and starts just taking pictures of our house, standing right in the street. And I said,
you're in the window.
I'm sitting right there. And we checked later, and you could see me from the window. Beth went out where he was, and I turned around. I'm like, where? I said, what's this guy doing? He's taking pictures of our house. And she turned around, and I don't know why I didn't think to get up and ask him what he's doing. But she says, I'm going to go get the mail. So she walks out, makes all this noise, and he is still standing right at the end of our driveway, taking pictures. And he gets back in his car, and he's sitting there like he's editing, or I don't know what he's doing. And then she walks out, then I start walking out, and at that time he's starting to turn around. She's headed toward the mailbox, and I'm walking. I was going to go out and talk to the guy, but he took off down the street. Didn't take pictures of any other house, didn't anything. It was...
So you got the license plate number.
Yes.
Good for
and
you.
It's a vanity plate, Nebraska plate,
That's
vanity.
the wrong thing to do if you're going to go do any kind of burgling or anything like that. Use a vanity plate.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. And it's something fan.
Oh, okay.
Blot fan.
Okay.
Yeah. So we called non-emergency number. I'm like, well, I don't know, because nothing. Insurance hasn't changed. We haven't had a claim. There's been nothing at all. No, the assessor, nothing. And it wasn't an assessor.
It's not illegal to take pictures of
I
your
know,
house.
it's just creepy.
It is creepy. But I've done it before. Because like when I was out walking my dog and I see really cool landscaping in front of a house and I'm across the street and I'm standing there taking pictures of their house.
I never thought about that.
Maybe it's the lawn, dude.
Yeah, maybe
And
it's your
actually-
lawn.
And my brother, the lawn was mowed yesterday.
Maybe they were
And
just
the
super
landscaping-
impressed that he had
Well,
to squill his tires to get there.
I feel like an absolute total jerk. I never once thought about it being something positive, like he thought, because when we moved into the house, the landscaping, the guy before us, was
on
awesome.
point. I honestly, I've taken pictures of lots of homes when I'm walking the dog because I see something that is like, ooh, I like how that looks, or I like those, or I want some rocks like that,
So if you were doing that, like if you were in this guy's situation and you saw, because he made eye contact with Beth, he saw her walking out, wouldn't you say, oh, hey, just taking a picture, your landscaping's awesome. Instead of making eye contact and taking off. That's really weird. Back to the negative side again.
I wasn't so blatant. I guess really, it was more like, take a picture and just go, because other people were driving by.
Yeah. So you didn't like hold it up in front of you.
Right. I wasn't
what he did.
being super obvious. Like I'm taking a picture.
So you were like a down low, click,
yeah,
click.
maybe kind of like right in front of me, just take a quick picture.
You would say, oh, hey.
Yeah, I probably would.
So I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
Wow.
What'd the
we
police
called
say? Sorry, sir.
They called. They didn't show up. Like they said, we're going to send somebody out. We're like, they said we take this stuff seriously. I'm like, okay, cool. 9:00, they hadn't showed up. We called back and they said, oh, somebody went through the neighborhood, didn't see the car, and
there's not really anything else they could do.
Right.
I mean, they can look the car up.
They said to call, and they said the officer called us and said that they looked up and there wasn't. Like he wasn't. It didn't. Nothing.
He wasn't
really
like on a
hit.
list.
No. So I don't know. That's it. So we're supposed to call somebody back today if we want to. So
okay. All right. Well, something fan.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put you all on alert.
And it's a something state fan. Just so
like,
you know.
like Iowa fan.
Yeah.
Or like.
But
was it PTJT fan?
No.
Oh no, it wasn't. I'm like,
I mean,
I'm
dude.
like PTJ. Oh, I'm like, oh, got it. I couldn't figure out what that
Was
meant.
it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think
I mean,
so.
don't anyone look that plate
Right,
up,
right.
please. Edit that out.
Right. Okay. It was a state fan.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
Trying to
anyway,
think.
just
Okay.
and my whole point of that whole story is that the one time that I'm actually looking out the window, if I wasn't, I would have missed that. I wouldn't have seen that. So
Wouldn't
I
have worried you.
Right.
They're probably at your house right now taking pictures.
Probably. Awesome. Gotta go. Thanks for coming in, Chris.
Hey, I'm here to help. Part of the team.
All right. So if somebody wanted to track you down, whether online. Okay, let me ask you. You don't have a TV. Do you have a computer?
I do. I do have that.
Yes.
It has the interwebs connection
Yeah.
highway
So what's your level of expertise on there?
It's growing.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have a Facebook page?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And they just find you just by searching your name? Or how
for
the
me,
band or for you?
Yeah, the band has separate things.
How do you
so they
spell
can-
the band's name?
Yep, it's JAI space BALA.
Very nice.
Jaibala.
And we'll tag
Yes,
the
we
band,
will.
Facebook page, you, everything on Facebook.
We'll make sure it's all tagged. We've got some pictures of you that we're going to post as well.
Super
Thank
awesome to see you, man.
you.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming out, making the
Thank
trek
you
out here
very
to
much.
our new place, and We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Awesome. So
Yes.
great to see you and
It's
be
kinda-
in this energy again.
We're
Thanks.
slowly getting things decorated. We have a couple live plants, which we've never had before.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle.
Tropical.
Kind of tropical.
Very
And here in the
tropical.
studio, we have this palm thing, and it takes up a lot of space, but it's really pretty.
I'm surprised it's still alive, to be honest.
It's
with
doing
you.
good. You're responsible for that
Yeah.
entirely.
So I got it
That's-
from Beth's mom. So yeah, I'm responsible. So
Yeah, and I've got
Looking good.
I've heard you're supposed to let plants, anything that grows,
Mm-hmm.
like plants, trees, whatever, not always be watered all the time.
Oh, so
like
you're
their
gonna-
their roots are
Really?
supposed to grow to reach to make them stronger, and then you feed them
Yeah.
because if otherwise they'll be like a fat kid. Like if you don't make a kid get up and work, he's just gonna sit there. So if you don't make a plant work for some water, it's just gonna.
kind of stretch its legs out.
Yeah.
It's going to
So
do
you'll
a
have to-
workout.
maybe-
Get
Yeah.
some cardio.
Yep.
It
some
could be
plant-
time for a bigger planter.
some root cardio, maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
that might be a thought too, to kind of stretch his little paws out a little bit.
That's a lot of work, but yeah. Little pause. Little plant
Are you going to be playing anywhere anytime soon locally, or what's your plan?
The band is booking the fall and winter now.
Good.
So we hope to be in the metro in about December.
Good deal.
Well, let us know.
Yeah,
Let
thank
us know.
you.
You got it. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Chris.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
for coming in, Chris Saub.
It's Pat and JT, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can text us, 402-403-9478, or voicemail, or just go to our website. It's patandjt.com.
Pat and JT Podcast. A Parkville Media Production.